What's going on, y'all? Listen, Timmy 2 times here. Welcome to my channel. Make sure I hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And we're gonna go ahead and get into this story today. So if y'all saw my last video where I talked about how I gave not my coworker, but my classmate some fish flavored candy, he was allergic to it. So as a kid, I was like the ringleader of my cousins. Like I was the HBIC in charge. And what I used to do is I used to get my cousins them into some shit. Like, I used to get them into some things, and I used to harass and I used to terrorize my cousins growing up. Like, I used to terrorize them. And it's just like, I probably owe some of my cousins an apology, because I had this one cousin, like, every time he would come over to the house, like, I would give him a wedgie. And we didn't call it a wedgie. We called it a mangie or something I used to do, because I would literally... He would be over the house. I would grab his underwear and I would pick him up and I would literally hold him in the air and he would be hanging by his drawers, like literally hanging by his drawers. And he wasn't even saying that. He would just sit there like, and just let me do it. I know his mom used to be like, why every time you bring your ass from around them people's house, you always got holes in your drawers? So that was just type of some of the surface line shit I used to do. So this little whole scenario takes place to when I got my driver's license. When I got my driver's license, I was crazy. Like, I was bad. So I took my cousins. I was like, we're going to get in my car and we're going to drive around the neighborhood and we're going to throw things at people. We're going to go egging. I don't know where I came up with this idea. What the fuck? So I had went to the store and I had got some stuff already, because I was like, we're going to do this after I get off work. So that way they already at the house playing video games and stuff downstairs. So I'm going to be like, yo, I'm here. Y'all come out. We about to go sneak out. So I would sneak out of the driveway, like, because I wasn't supposed to be back out anyway. I was only like 15 and just probably turned 16 when I was working at the damn pet store. We got in my car and we went to a different part of town that was not close to where I stayed at. And we started terrorizing people. And I had eggs, frozen tater tots, and frozen chicken nuggets. Come on, Tyson's, because they was definitely the Tyson's chicken nuggets. And we were just harassing people. Like, I just remember it was this girl. We tried to hit her the first time and then we missed. So in mind you, I was driving a 1987 sky blue Chevy Celebrity. Wait, I said 1983? No, I'm born in 83. 1987. I said 87. Oh my goodness, I used to love this car, but I hate it because I always wanted something nice. I always wanted something sporty and just like real, just, whatever. Because yeah, I was just like, I'm tall. This is all I could fit in. That was all my dad was going to let me get for my first car. He wouldn't let me get nothing sporty. He was like, no, you going to end up doing something crazy. I'm like, damn, why you just can't let me live a little bit? But I'm probably glad he didn't, because I fucked that damn car up. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So we missed the girl, right? So we turn around, and you know how, like, when you trying to go fast on your bike, you stand up on your bike and you start pedaling, and when you do it, your butt stick out? Baby, we rolled up to the side of her and tossed that egg at her, and it hit her on her booty cheek and bust. Egg yolk all down her booty cheek and shit like that. Why did I do things like that? Like, why? And then we went that same night, we was riding around, we went to the east side, and it was a dude at the bus stop reading a newspaper, child. This is let you know how long ago this was, child. He was at the newspaper open. Baby, we took them tater tots, baby, and whoo, pop, pop, pop. When I tell you, them pieces tore all through that newspaper. I'm choking. And tore his motherfucking ass up. I'm like, why would you do some stuff like that? Okay, so we're going to go on a break real quick. I got to give me a little drink. Hold on. Okay, so hold on. Let me get a little sip, because this is the crazy story. So as we talk about this, I was bad. Like I said, mischievous, whatever you want to call it. I had some coworkers. I was working at the Pet Supply Plus on Holland, Sylvania in Toledo, Ohio. That was my second job At 15 and a half, I was working 2 jobs at the time. I was dishwashing at night, and then I was working there. And it's like, let me tell you, I've always been a worker, baby. I'm always gonna work. Always gonna work. And working at the pet store, I became cool with people. That's how I kind of got into like the different types of music, like all like the pop and the rock and roll, like the Annie Lennox, the Natasha Bedingfield, the Madonna, the just all the Boosh, like all that stuff that I normally didn't listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I have an acquired taste for it now, and I love it. It's just very nostalgic for me. So anyway, I had this girl I worked with. Her name was Tara. She was so fucking dingy. But because I was like the only black dude that worked there. Except my cousin, she worked there for a little bit. Oh my goodness, that is a whole nother story, honey. I had to tell a story about my first girlfriend. Ooh! I am done. Okay, this is about to be a whole set, because this is like every story time I do a video, I'm thinking about another video. Okay, so anyway, let me get back to it, but let me get a sip. So Tara was real dingy and stuff like that. So I was like, girl, let's go egging people. So we went to the store, we got some eggs, and I don't know, we was on the south side. So Tara was driving. She had a maroon Ford Taurus. And shout out to the friends and people you used to hang out with when you was young. It's just like you go through phases of friends. It's crazy. Like some of your friends, like you've been friends with forever, but it's like you meet, different people in different phases of your life. It's just fucking crazy. So we go to the south side, we see this girl walking down the street, and we try to throw the egg at her. Well, I did. Missed. I was like, girl, turn around, girl. We gonna go back around. Come on, bitch, let's go back around. That's how I used to talk to them. Come on, bitch, let's go. So she turned around, went back around, and this time, the girl, she must have knew we was coming back. Cause mama was ready. She picked up one of those red cinder blocks, and she tossed it at Tara's car and hit the fucking side of Tara's car. And she was like, oh my goodness, my car! And we just drove off and never went back. And I was like, damn, girl, like she could have fucking hit me in the fucking window with that. But that's what we get. Like you don't go like what Funky Don even said. You hit the lick once and then you leave. That's it. You just hit it once. You don't go back and do doubles or seconds or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so one final little story in this situation of the shit I used to do. Still in the same situation. So this is working at the pet store. I got so many stories from the pet store too. So this is how I met my first group of friends, like at the pet store. It's this girl, her name is Joanna. Me and her still cool to this day. She may see this video, I'm gonna have to tag her in it. But I had never met a girl that had a filthy mouth like hers. Like her mouth was so vicious. Like it was crazy, but we're not talking about her right now. We talk about what I did at the pet store. So this particular time, still in the whole egg thing and stuff like that. So we had this manager. I ain't really like Denise. Like at first she was cool, but she was cool with me because I was a hard worker. Everybody liked me because I was a hard worker. But she did not like my friends at work. They used to always get into it. Joanna used to get into it, and my other friend used to get into it with her and stuff like that. So it got to a point where I was just like, oh, we gonna get that bitch. So we found out she had this old Ragady Ford Bronco 2-door black rusted, baby. When I tell that motherfucking car was rusted down, this was in Ohio. It was all the snow and the salt used to really fuck up people's cars, whatever. And I remember she used to live off of, what street she used to live off of? Okay, I ain't gonna say her street name, but it started with a B. So me and one of my friends, we found her where she lived at, and we went to the store and we got pieces of bologna and shit, and because they was like, if you put bologna on people's car, whatever, it'll like, it's supposed, like, if it sit there, it's supposed to like eat the paint off, whatever. That was what they used to say. So we took some eggs, we threw eggs all over her car, and we smacked pieces of bologna. Now, mind you, we did this as we was riding by. Like, we didn't stop because she was right off of a main street. Like, as soon as you go underneath the tunnel and come out the tunnel, like, her house was right up there on the right-hand side. So we would just pop every time we drive by. Pop, pop. We did about 3 or 4 times. Time went by. We at work still keen and stuff like that. We kind of forgot about it. And then one day, my friend come in, he like, yo, Tim, I think they know because they came to my house and they egged my car. Like, he used to drive this like old Honda Prelude, and he used to always like wash it. It was red, whatever. And they had fucked his car up. So I was like, damn, that mean they coming for me next. So one day I'm getting ready to go to school. Cause I was going to class, yeah. So I parked my car across the street. I go out to my car, and then all on the back of my car is just filled with egg yolk, but it's frozen because it's a fucking blizzard going out and snow is everywhere. So I couldn't even go to the car wash that day because it's just like, who goes to the car wash when it's a fucking blizzard outside? So I had to like wait a day or two, but I was like, let me hurry because I didn't want the egg yolk and stuff like that to fuck my car up. So that was crazy. Then like, I ended up getting mad because she was being like, she fired one of my friends. So I quit my job. And that was the first time I ever quit a job. Like, I was just like, I'm never going to quit a job again and not have a backup. Because it's just like, how do you quit a job, not have no backup? You don't have no money saved. Just, thank God, like, I lived at home with my parents and I still wash dishes on the weekend at nighttime. But then I was really like, damn, like, I fucked up because I really did like that job. That was a really good job working at the pet store. Like, I used to love that fucking job. Oh, I love that job. But anyway, I have to get into some more stories about how I stole a ferret. Yeah, I had stole a ferret, child. But we're going to do that in another video. But anyway, that's it. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, just hang tight, hang right. And peace out, Cub Scouts. See you on the next video.